Meanwhile, inside the jail, we too were getting ready to go on hunger strike. We have discussed and decided no matter what, we will not break the fast. If death came this way, so be it. Jail authorities, especially Superintendent Amir Hossain Saheb, and then District Prisoner Deputy District Mokhlisur Rahman Saheb, tried a lot to understand us. We said to them, we have nothing to say against you, and we are not fasting for that. We are on hunger strike to protest against the government detaining us year after year without trial. I have been in jail for so long, we have not been disappointed with you, because we know that you have to follow the orders of the government. On the morning of 15th February, I was taken to the jail gate saying that there was a discussion with me about the hunger strike. When I reached the jail gate, I saw that a little later, Mohiuddin was also brought, saying the same thing. A few minutes later, Jamadar Sahib appeared with my luggage, clothes and bed. I said, "What's the matter?" The authorities said, "You have been ordered to be sent to another jail." I asked, "Which fisherman?" Nobody says anything. Meanwhile, armed police and IB officers are also ready. News is not suppressed. One told me, Faridpur jail. Both are being sent to the same jail. It was 9 o'clock. The ship leaves Narayanganj at 11 o'clock. We have to catch that ship. I began to procrastinate because otherwise no one would know where we were being sent. First, I started matching my books one by one. Then the clothes. Accounting. How much money has been spent? How much money is there? To be late, I rang 10 o'clock. I added another half hour to leave. Subedar and intelligence officers of the armed police were hurrying. Subedar was in Gopalganj when Pakistan became, and he is a Balochi gentleman. Loved and respected me a lot. Seeing me, he said, "Ye kya baat hai? Aap jailkhana mein?" I said, "What's up?" I didn't say anything else. Closed carriages have been brought for us. Inside the car, he raised the window and closed the door. Both sat with us inside. Others in a car followed behind towards the road next to Victoria Park. I went there and saw that an armed policeman had already reserved a taxi. Taxis were very difficult to get then. We slowly got down and got up. Did not meet any acquaintances, although I looked here and there many times. He asked the taxi to drive quickly. I said to the taxi driver, "Don't drive too fast, because father's life should not go on the road." When we arrived, we were informed that the ship had left. Now the way? Where will it take us? Another ship will leave at 1 in the morning. We were taken to Narayanganj police station. Telephoned the parents and ordered them to stay at the police station. We were taken to a room in the police barracks. We arrived at the station at 11 o'clock at night. The ship was at the wharf. We boarded. The colleagues waited until the ship left. I said goodbye to everyone at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, "I may not see you again in life. Everyone, please forgive me. I have no regrets. One day must die, in justice, and if I can die protesting against tyranny, there is peace in dying." The ship left. We went to bed and slept. In the morning, 2 people consulted and decided how to fast on the ship. We have to take jail before starting the hunger strike. The ship sailed all day, arrived at Gwalandgat at night. From there I reached Faridpur by train at 4 p.m. At night, we were not received by the jail authorities. We both spent the jail on the balcony of the Sepoy barracks. In the morning, I said to Subedar Saheb, "If the jail officers don't come, they won't take us to jail. Let's have some breakfast." We don't want breakfast. But if anyone is met, then the colleagues of Faridpur will know that we are in Faridpur jail and are on hunger strike. I was late for half an hour, saw no one. The owner of the tea shop came. I told him my name and told my colleagues to inform him. We are on our way to the jail when we meet an Awami League worker, also called Mohiuddin, all called Mohi. When I was a worker in charge in Faridpur elections in 1946, it worked with me. Mohi was going on a bicycle. I saw him and called him by name. He saw me from the bicycle and came forward. IB was forbidding. I did not listen, gave him a scolding and told Mohi, "We have been brought to Faridpur jail, and from today we are fasting to inform everyone about this." We came to the jail gate and saw that the deputy district master had arrived. He asked to take us inside quickly. They had already received the news. He also fixed the place, but not with the prisoners, but in another place. We quickly take medicine to clear the stomach. Then I started a hunger strike. After 2 days, when the condition worsened, we were taken to the hospital. Both of us are sick. Mohiuddin is suffering from pleurisy, and I am suffering from various diseases. After 4 days, we were force-fed through our noses. Catastrophe! A tube passes through the nose into the stomach, then put it like a cup on the mouth of the tube. There is also a hole. He prepares food in a cup as thin as milk and pours it into the stomach. Their words are, "I will not let you die." I had a barum in my nose. After 2 or 3 doses, the sores are gone, bleeding and pain. We started objecting. Jail authorities are not listening. It is very difficult. Both my noses are sore. They bring people wearing handcuffs. If you stop, you will be handcuffed and force-fed. Our body has also become very weak. After 5 or 6 days, I lost the strength to get out of bed. We used to drink salt water with paper lemon juice, because there is no food value in it. We were also losing weight. When feeding through a tube through the nose, if the tube is slightly sideways, there will be no way. Civil surgeon sir, doctor sir, and jail authorities were trying to ensure that we don't have any problem. Again and again, the civil surgeon was forbidding fasting. My and Mohiuddin's body has become very weak. No more energy to get out of bed. I realized that my heart condition has worsened. Palpitation is severe. It is difficult to breathe. I thought not much longer. I secretly brought some pieces of paper with a prisoner. Although my hands were shaking, I wrote 4 small letters. 1 to Abba, 1 to Renu, and 2 to Shahid Sahib and Pasani Sahib. After a day or 2, there will be no more energy to write. On the 1st of February, we spent the day with worry and anxiety. At night, the sepoys came on duty and reported that there was a great commotion in Dhaka. A few people were shot dead. Radio news. There was a strike in Faridpur. Students came to Jailgate in a procession. They were chanting different slogans. We want Bangla as the national language. Bengalis will not be exploited. We want the release of Sheikh Mujib. We want the release of the Rajbandis, and many other slogans. I felt very bad, because Faridpur is not giving any slogans in the name of my district, Mohiuddin. Just saying, "I want the release of the prisoners," would have been done. When I got the news of Dhaka at night, I became very worried. It is difficult to say how many people died, but I have heard that many people have died by shooting. Both are lying in bed together. The doctor has forbidden us to move. But I sat up excited. On the 22nd, the procession continued throughout the day at Faridpur. Some students shout slogans when they are in one place. Little children roam the streets and shout slogans. The newspaper came on the 22nd. I got some news. The Muslim League government did a great job of failure. It was Bengalis who gave their blood for the first time in the world in mother tongue movement. Nowhere in the world have people been shot and killed for a language movement. Mr. Nurul Amin did not understand where the bureaucracy took him. The shooting took place inside the medical college hostel area and not on the street. Even if Section 144 was violated, it would have been possible if he had been arrested without shooting. I thought, I don't know whether I will see it or not, but when the blood has been given by our sons, there is no other way but to make Bengali the national language. When people fall, they start making mistakes step by step. I saw in the newspaper that hundreds of students and workers were arrested, including Maulana Abdur Rashid Takbagish MLA, Khairat Hossain MLA, Khan Sahib Osman Ali MLA, and Muhammad Abul Hossain and Kondakar Mushtaq Ahmed. A day or 2 later, I saw that some professors, Maulana Basani, Shamsul Haq Sahib, and many Awami League leaders and workers were arrested. In Narayanganj, they entered the house of Khan Sahib Osman Ali and beat him badly. Old Khan Sahib and his children were subjected to unspeakable torture. A reign of terror has been created in all of Dhaka and Narayanganj. No worker of Awami League is probably out of jail. Our condition has now reached such a point that at any moment we may be placed forever in the peace and shadow of death. The civil surgeon visits us 5 to 7 times a day. When he was examining me on the morning of the 25th, I suddenly saw that his face became serious. He went out without saying a word, with a black face. I realized my days are over. After some time he came back and said, "Will there be any benefit in dying like this? Bangladesh expects a lot from you." It was hard for me to speak, I said slowly. There are many people. Work will not fall. I love the country and its people. I could give my life for them. This is peace. Mr. Deputy District said, "Someone has to report or not. Where are your children and wife? Will you send a telegram to your father?" I said, "No need. I don't want to hurt them anymore." I gave up hope. My arms and legs were getting paralyzed. I would not have weakened so quickly if I had not had a weak heart. There was an inmate who started massaging my hands and feet with mustard oil. Sometimes it was getting cold. Mohiuddin's condition is also not good because the pleurisy has attacked again. I called an employee and told him that after my death the letters should be delivered to one of my relatives in Faridpur. He promised. I took a promise from him. Faces of father, mother, siblings kept appearing in front of my eyes. What will be the state of the molecule? He has no one in the world. What will happen to the 2 children? But I believed that my father and younger brother would not throw them away. I was losing my mind. Hachina, I could not see Kamal even once. No one at home has received the news. If they had, they would have come. Mohiuddin and I took 2 beds together. I used to sleep holding each other's hands. Both read silently. My chest started to hurt. The civil surgeon had no time. Coming, watching, leaving. During the day on the 27th, my condition worsened. Maybe I can live another day or 2. On the 27th at 8 o'clock at night, we are both sleeping quietly. No desire to talk to anyone, no energy. Both of them lie down and ask God for ablution with the help of the prisoner. The door was opened, and the deputy district attorney came from outside and sat near me and said, "If you are released, will you eat?" I said, "If you give me freedom, I will eat. If you don't, I won't eat. But my body will be released." The doctor and some other staff have come and looked. The deputy district officer said, "I read, your release order has arrived in the radiogram, and the order has also come from the office of the district magistrate. Got 2 orders." He read it. I didn't want to believe it. Mohiuddin looked at the order lying down and said, "Your order has arrived." He started patting me on the head. The deputy said, "There is nothing to distrust me, because I have no interest. The order of your release has indeed come." Doctor has brought bottled water. Mohiuddin was held by 2 people and sat down. He said to me, "I will feed you water from a bucket." Mohiuddin broke my fast with 2 spoons of bottled water. At around 10 in the morning, I got the news that my father has arrived. It is not possible to take me to jailgate, so the authorities brought him inside. Dad's eyes got teary seeing me. Abba's endurance is very high. He somehow wiped away the tears. Sitting near, he patted my head and said, "Your release has been ordered. I will take you home." I went to Dhaka with your mother, Renu, Hachina and Kamal. Stayed for 2 days. No one informs where they took you. Jailgate said that you are not in Dhaka, although later I got news that you are in Faridpur jail. Then the communication system is closed. There is no way to catch the ship coming to Narayanganj. I left your mother and Renu in Dhaka because I doubted whether you were taken to Faridpur or not. I will telegraph today that they may go home. I will leave with you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. The rest depends on God. The civil surgeon said, "If you want to be taken, you have to write that taking under my charge." Abba consoled me and said that he has received news that Mohiuddin will also be released, but not together, but after a day. The next day my father came to pick me up. Many people appeared at jailgate. I was taken on a stretcher to the jail gate and left outside the gate in case anything happened, they thought. I reached home after 5 days. It is difficult to convince the mother. Hachu grabbed my throat and said first, "Dad, I want Bengali as the national language. I want the release of the royal prisoners." They were in Dhaka on February 21st and kept telling what they had heard. Kamal did not come to me, but looked at me. I was very weak, lay down in bed. Yesterday, Renu and Ma came to Dhaka. He was waiting for me after coming home. When everyone left my room one by one, Renu cried and said, "I knew after receiving your letter you will do something. I was too busy to see you. Who should I ask to take? I can't tell my father because of shame." Naza's brother is not home. When I got the news in the newspaper, I gave up my shame and told my father. Dad got busy, so I left for Dhaka, straight in our big boat with 3 rowers. Why did you go on hunger strike? Do they have mercy? You did not remember any of us. What would be the way if something happened? How could I live with these 2 milk babies? What happened to Hachina, Kamal? You say, eating and drinking would not be difficult. Do people want to live only with food and clothing? And if he dies, how will he do the work of the country? I didn't tell him anything. I let him say it, because if I can express my feelings, the pain will be lessened. Renu is very stressed. Today, it is as if the barrier of words has broken. I just said, there was no way. 2 children are asleep. I lay down 27 or 8 months later. I remembered the days of solitary confinement in that old place. Old room, old bed. I got all the news of Dhaka. Mohiuddin was also released. I came out and my colleagues went back to jail. The next morning, father brought the doctor. There was also a prescription from the civil surgeon. The doctor told everyone not to let me get out of bed. 10 days later, he ordered me to walk only in the afternoon. Many people used to come home to see me every day. Some of my colleagues also came from Gopalganj, Khulna and Barisal. One morning, Renu and I were sitting on the bed talking. Hachu and Kamal were playing downstairs. Hachu sometimes leaves the game and comes to me and calls, "Abba, Abba." Kamal keeps looking. Once Kamal says to Hachina, "Hachu Appa, Hachu Appa, I call your father a little father." I and Renu both listened. I slowly got up from the bed and took him in my arms and said, "I am your father too." Kamal did not want to come near me. Today, he was holding his throat. I realized, now he can't bear it anymore. If you don't see your own son for a long time, he forgets. He was only a few months old when I went to jail. Who can understand the heinous act of imprisoning a person without trial and keeping him away from his relatives and children for political reasons? People become blind for self-interest. Today, we became independent after 200 years. I have done some movement for freedom. In a cruel irony of fate, today I and my colleagues have to spend years in jail. How long to sleep, who knows? What is the same as freedom? I am not afraid, and my mind is strong. After the shootings in Dhaka in 1952, the people in villages began to realize that those who were ruling were not the people's people. I came to know about the news. The news of February 1st shooting has spread from village to village, and there has been a strike even in small markets. People have started to understand that a particular group wants to take away the Bengali language. Hope can't hold back. There is no way without making Bengali the national language. The people of the country responded to this movement and came forward. Some Maulana Sahibs gave fatwa against Bengali language. They are also scared. Now you don't have the courage to speak openly against the Bengali language. Public opinion is created. Exploiters are afraid to go against public opinion. When rulers become exploiters or start helping exploiters, the country and the people do more harm than good.